It's Wednesday. It's October 20th, 2021. And on the news, it's Channel 4. It's the Peacock Network. I found out this morning that Channel 2, CBS, is Paramount, Paramount. I know the word para is important, especially when it's contra to universe or in comparison. But Peacock Network or Peahen Network this morning says something about Mayor Mayor Deblasio is forcing NYPD, FDNY, and sanitation workers to have the shot or take unpaid leave, which I was like, that is a really that's an overstep, seriously. And then the woman says after the fact, because I did hear that earlier on a different broadcast, and then afterwards, the woman notes that PBA stepped up for NYPD and said that they're doing some kind of court action against the city, which makes sense to protect the workers, because why would you force your workers to take bioengineered products? I mean, regardless of what the mental disease is saying of the war criminals that are out in full force at the moment, there was no until like polio vaccine. Like my grandparents had 0 vaccines and they lived just fine. My mother, until like polio vaccine, which left a mark in her arm, didn't have vaccines for 10 kids on welfare. Absolutely not. It's only until like this generation that now it's like an imperative. Really? Says who? This is ridiculous. Endangering the public for a couple of gambling casinos and lottery.
96% of our education employees did it. 96% of our healthcare workers did it. It's time for everyone else.
It reminds me, like, if everybody was jumping off the bridge, would you do it?
Everyone else.
Now at 11, showdown over a new vaccine mandate. Mayor Deblasio announces a new mandate for all city workers with no testing option. The police and firefighters unions are quick to respond. A police chase on Long Island overnight leaves one driver dead and another person in serious condition. We're going to tell you what started it. Plus, just into the newsroom, the plea for the shooter needed for COVID or go on unpaid leave. There's no more testing option. The police union says that it plans to take legal action against the city over that mandate. News 4's Romney Smith is in downtown Brooklyn with that swift reaction. Romney?
Hey there, Gilma. City employees have less than 2 weeks now to get the COVID-19 vaccine, and there will be no testing option, meaning on November 1st, any unvaccinated city worker will face consequences. Take a look at your screen. This is who the COVID-19 vaccine mandate applies to. The entire New York City municipal workforce, including the New York Police Department, Fire Department, and...
Here's the other thing. They're offering a $500 incentive to get the first dose. There's nothing about this entire program that they've laid out that sits well with me. They're offering money and incentives. They're forcing everybody to do it. And there's conflicting carnival representatives mixed in with sports league, drug kings, natural and synthetic, because we don't want to leave anybody out. Everybody's just as important in Crazy Town. And I mean, it's like, and then the way that they're running it is crazy. And now you have to carry a card around that you're vaccinated. I mean, this sounds like a double talk issue that has grown legs of its own, and is being forced in a really disgusting new circus. That's really what this feels like. This feels like they're taking something that was meant for something else and they're taking it way too far as usual. And endangering the public, no less.
We're talking about 165,000 city employees in total. They have through the end of this month to get.
I feel like my life's been put in danger because of all this circus.
The city is giving out $500 to any city worker who gets at least their first COVID-19 vaccine at a city-run vaccination site. Mayor Deblasio is saying he's given people enough time, but the public needs to be able to trust and be safe around everyone working in public service.
Vaccinate. If you choose not to, you have the right to go on unpaid leave. We're going to work with your union to figure out what happens next. But the bottom line is we're not going to pay people unless they're vaccinated. They don't lose their jobs.
See, the thing is that some of these people in the city have unions. They, like NYPD has the Police Benevolent Association. The regular person, like myself, that's been trying to get work but doesn't have any work per se, doesn't have a union, but is still listening to all of this without like that underground inside network of whatever circus you joined. Yeah, I'd never joined a circus. I don't have a circus that informs me and keeps me up to date. So now what do I do?
Their jobs, they can correct and come back. I think that's compassion. I think that's right.
Now, I have to note there are two exceptions. The first one being anyone who has a health or religious exception and can provide proof of that. The second are any correctional officers who work at Rikers Island. Of course, they've been having mass shortages, so they're getting an extra month extension, but they still have to get the COVID-19 vaccine by December 1st. Also, this news just came out a few hours ago, and already the Police Benevolent Association announcing they will take legal action against the city of New York. We will be watching that pretty closely. We're live in downtown Brooklyn. Romney Smith, News 4 New York.
Now I'm confused because NCOPD, no, NY, I don't know. The alphabet soup gets confusing. I try to pay attention. With Rikers Island, their church ministry people, that would be like Yahtzee Chotsy and the other guy that they keep putting on like big ad campaign, like they're a political representative representing the city. I mean, they don't represent me. And legally, I can't take medical advice from them because we don't even share the same bloodline. So I don't know why they're forcing it like as if they're some form of an authority when I don't fit this mold. And I don't have a representative I can just actively reach out to in order to protect my interests. So that's really frightening. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's October 20th is what I said. 2021. I'm at Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.